friends. I did not know that I would be subjected to this kind of surprise attack. Anyhow, let me first correct Swami in one point. I am not 86, I have passed 87. And other things I did not fully hear him, so I don't have to correct anything. Once I was given the duty of teaching our boys at Belurmot in the training center. There I had to correct many of the boys' mistakes. But an examination for their studies, because I told them that if I have to sit in an examination, I shall fail. So I don't judge, so that I may not be judged. I would have preferred if you had put some questions so that I could understand what you want to know, and my talks would have been accordingly given. This one-way business talking I don't like much. I like thoughts to be exchanged so that there may be active cooperation on both sides. Otherwise, lectures are only passively heard, but nobody has to play any active part in it.
You can talk to us about your impressions
Of the tour.
Yes, that would be at least interesting to us.
About that, I tell you one experience of mine. We used to say often, American tourists come to India, spend a week running over the whole of India, taking a lot of photos, and God knows what impression he takes with himself. Same thing applies to me. America is a big country. My tour is mainly in America, I should say, so far. It was mainly in America because in the present tour I have covered Singapore, Japan, and then various centers in America, Vedanta centers in America, and also added to it Toronto in Canada. So mainly it may be called an American tour, where I have spent almost everywhere not more than 4 or 5 days. And what impression can I have from that, except that we have good devotees, friends everywhere. Because my experience was limited to that group only. I did not go to study America. I went to meet our Swamis and devotees, friends who were there. And I did not have any experience of the outside world, except that limited group. And they were found to be the same type everywhere. Same type everywhere, as in India, so abroad. But anyway, my experience of America is that it is an affluent country. I do not know, I don't compare with England or UK because I have not yet seen much of UK except on the way the houses that I have passed. Not met any people, did not have any exchange of ideas with any of them. So no impression has so far been gathered. But we Indians have much closer and more intimate, more longer connection with the UK, whatever that may be. I know there are friends here. So my impression will be very limited. One thing I found, perhaps it is true of the whole of the Western world, that people are intensely active, and they have to be so. For their very survival, they have to be so. Keen competition is there everywhere. People are so much preoccupied with this competition that they have little leisure to think of anything else. And so far as spiritual life is concerned, it is only meant for a very, very small section of people, having no impact on the people in general, so far as I could see from my casual observation. I came to know that I have seen very big churches, seen in St. Louis, huge church. Really it is a wonder what a big building it is. But I saw it empty when I went there. I don't mean it is always empty, but at that time it was empty. And the priest who was in charge there, he was kind enough to show me round. I was told that people do not have much attraction for the churches. And why limit the observation to the churches only? Very people have anything to do with God or spiritual life as such. They are too much preoccupied. I mean not only in America but almost everywhere, too much preoccupied with the living present and for their very existence, having very little leisure for such things as God, spirituality, and the like. people do not feel they have sufficient leisure for it. And religion is such a thing that unless there is a keen desire to enter the portals of that spiritual life, people can do without it easily. We can do without God because we are not deprived of any of our earthly needs, even if we do not believe in God. God, if there be a God, He has kindly so ordained that men can live without Him. I do not mean to say that is special characteristic of any particular country. That can be said as a general remark for everybody, appraisal everywhere in every country. But there are places where people are mostly somewhat backward in the current sense. There they can make some time to go to temples, to also some churches, mosques. They make time to pray. But among them, what will be the percentage of people who have a real longing for religious experience? I do not know. Real longing, I mean, not merely just following the tradition and doing what other people do. Real urge for spiritual experience is given to only a handful of people. That is why even in the olden days, in the days of the Upanishads, it is said, Sravanaya api bahuviryo nalavya, srinyanto api bahavo jagnavidhi. Oh, there are many who do not have an opportunity to hear about Him. And many who hear, very few of them understand, realize. So it is spiritual life, spiritual experience is not a cheap thing for the people in general. That is the tragedy of mankind. But in spite of this sorry state of things, there are some rare souls everywhere, though they are few. There are some rare souls who take living interest in spirituality, and some of them do get actual spiritual experience worth the name. So it is always for the handful, for the few. And yet, this quest gives a meaning to life and always gives a sort of sobering influence, exerts a sobering influence on people who are rushing madly for what they do not know. Usually let us search our own minds and find out what we are living for. Have we got any meaning, any purpose in our life? Are we seeking something not traditionally but individually with real earnest? Accept this day-to-day existence and being preoccupied with very petty and temporary things. That is the misfortune, because we do not look within, but we always look out, external minded. We are busy with the external world, having very little to do with our inner life. That is a misfortune. That is what the Upanishad says. It says that God has created our sense organs with a tendency to go without, running to the external things. And we do not look within. Now that is the condition of humankind in general, so I do not just speak out a particular society or particular race or particular religion. It is the common factor everywhere. Very few people really have a sort of detached mind with which they can evaluate the experiences that they gather from day to day. We are busy with our, as they say sarcastically, eat, drink and be merry. That is the fate of everybody. Either be merry or be unhappy. We do as you are placed to do in the situation, but never going deeper into our own selves to find out what is the meaning of our existence. Of course, there are exceptions. As for instance, Sri Ramakrishna, he said, "Verily I tell you, I know nothing except God. I know nothing except God." He never thought it worthwhile to direct his attention to anything else. And the result was that we are all looking at him for the life he lived, so that we may have a little light from there. Just a little light, because more we cannot absorb. Such great souls, call them whatever you like, an incarnation, a saint, a prophet, a Yuga avatar, an epoch-making personality, whatever they may be. It is they who have placed the ideal that they lived for the people who are absolutely ignorant of it and would have continued groping in darkness, never being able to see a ray of light in any direction. They are the salt of the earth, as they say. It is they who give meaning to life, and those who look at them with open eyes, and those who have developed a little desire for really seeing things as they should be and not as they are to us for the time being. Without these great luminaries, the whole world would be only groping in darkness. As you can see, the world, so far as our earth is concerned, we know only one sun. And the moon we admire has got only borrowed lights. The other little stars and planets, they seem to be little dots in darkness here and there. They don't shed much light. So except for these extraordinary personalities coming in our horizon, though not frequently, they give us the glimpse of something which we have been seeking all along without being aware of it. There is a saying in Hindi, "Miri ke paas kastur subas khoje khoje khas." The masked deer, when it gets that mask mature in his navel, the smell comes and he gets maddened with that smell. But does not know where from the smell is coming. He is familiar with grass, so he looks into the grass, seeing here and there where from the smell is coming. It is like us. We are seeking what we want without knowing what it actually is or where it can be had. We are seeking only things external, but failing to reach it. But there is a great gift of God that we shall never be satisfied unless and until that permanent source of satisfaction is reached, because it is ingrained in us. We see outside the world and do not find it, and it is only rarely that we may turn inward. But these are the luminaries that I spoke of. They just beckon us towards the source of light, not outside, but inside, turning the gaze inside. That is a rare thing, no doubt, but unless and until we have got at it, there is no rest for mankind. We can never remain contented with anything that we apparently are seeking. That will not give us that lasting contentment. We may be happy when we get it, but after some time it seems to be meaningless, without any attraction. The sweetest thing that you get in the world, you go on eating it, and afterwards you will be satiated and you will be disgusted with it. That is what is happening everywhere. We are running after something, and then after that we find, oh, it is not what I had been actually looking for. So that is the condition. Now in this world, so much of our energy is going wasted. We do not know how to make our life fruitful. Because as Rabindranath Tagore says, in this market of this world, the more days are spent, the more my hands are full with the chips that I gather from them, the coins that I collect. May I remember that I should not be forgetful. Should not remain preoccupied with this wealth. I have not got you. Unless and until I have got you, life is worthless. Let this discontent be ever filled in me, ever alive in me. May I always remember it. Eshangsharer, Bengali, some people may know, I tell quote it. Eshangsharer hate, jatoi divas kate, jatoi duhat bhore oঠে ধনে, তোমায় পাওয়া হয়নি যেন সে কথা রয় মনে, যেন ভুলে না যাই বেদনা পাই শয়নে স্বপনে. May ever be filled with that discontent. Swamiji has called it blessed discontent. This is the blessing that we all have. We are very lucky in that respect, that in the midst of all this disappointment, all this vain searching, we have that eternally burning flame of discontent, that our life's goal has not been reached. The goal that we have been seeking, perhaps wrongly, looking here and there, and never turning to the actual point where we wanted to go. But then we shall never rest contented unless and until we have reached the place. Because the goal is our very essence. We cannot remain without it. Only our search for it has been in a direction where it is not. We are seeking outside, but we have not turned our gaze inward. It is only when we have looked in within ourselves and got a glimpse of it that our life's ambition will be fulfilled. Of course, it is not what is called tauntingly our otherworldliness. We are, particularly people of India, have been described as too much preoccupied with the otherworldliness and neglectful of the world around. Swami Vivekananda says, India has not done anything, has not achieved anything. No big world conquerors, no eminent figures like oil magnates, steel magnates and so forth. India has produced only these great spiritual giants. Swamiji says, what had you been doing except producing these spiritual giants? Do I therefore suggest that such luminaries are not born elsewhere? No. As I told you, they are everywhere very rare. And in the East particularly, sometimes there are a few, and in India particularly quite a number of them. India has produced a number of them. But that is no reason to be elated. In spite of that, do we look to them? Do we really open our heart to the light that they have shed? Unfortunately, we can't say boldly yes. As I told you, real seekers are few, everywhere. Though India has been described by Swamiji as holy land, Punya Bhumi, even there, plenty of darkness is there. Because that is what has been described by the Upanishads, as I quoted. Sravanayapi bhauviryo naloya, srinantopi bhavo jannavi, ascharya vakta kusalasya lavda, ascharya jnata kusalanushishta. That blessed light, wisdom, fulfillment of life is not heard of by many people. Many people do not get the chance of hearing about. And among those who hear, many do not understand. It is rare that a man with real wisdom talks about it. And very rare indeed are those who understand them. Now that is the fate of mankind. Even then, these luminaries just beckon us towards the life that is not time bound. It is not the life that is steeped in ignorance and misery, but it is beyond that. It is beckoning us to the life eternal, to knowledge unlimited, and joy which never comes to an end. Now that is the great life that teaches us. It is not the scriptures. Scriptures, pages of scripture remain dead to us. But it is life that brings us a little awakening, at least to some people. It requires a light to light another candle. So it is the luminaries who spread their light everywhere. And then for a few blessed souls, that light penetrates into their heart. So we are seeking that great light. The idea is that it is not absent. The luminaries appear and seem to be disappearing, but they do not. The great wave that they starts continues for long times. And whenever there is a soul that is really eager to receive, will receive. As Jesus says, those who have ears to hear, they will hear. Not all. So let us hope that we shall have the good fortune of keeping our eyes open so that we can have received the blessed light that they are shedding for everybody. Let it be for us also.